I've lived with unhealthy patterns in my life until things changed in 2017 with a painting. And this painting gave light to the source of my challenges and since has been a frame of reference of who I would become. And I titled that The Fisherman. We're going to talk about this, the challenges, the painting, the symbols, and where I am today. Relationships have been my biggest teacher, and I dare say all of our teachers in various sizes. A mirror, perhaps. It's popular to call things mirrors that aren't. Yet there's some truth to it. So I was shown my shortcomings and the lies I've told myself and others out of the fear of rejection and loss. I've said yes when I should have said no, and I've said no when I should have said yes. And these failures in my various relationships came with information that I ran from, intentionally and otherwise. An information I ran from for years until I finally saw myself. So an incident took place that year and another, and yet another, and I was left exhausted and with myself, fully responsible, accountable, and the only thing I knew how to do came to be. I painted vowing to give image to feeling, vowing before myself and the world a commitment to know and love myself differently. I concluded that fear set the sails and ocean's current of the ship being my vessel or the body, and the sea my emotions, the decisions that I've made. So I've decided to come to do some excavation. Intentional excavation. What would come up upon intentional truth-telling to myself? And here came the imagery. The sea is symbolically linked to the mind and its levels. The conscious mind, the subconscious, and unconscious mind. In the sea, the deepest level, called the hedopelagic zone, named after Hades, the Greek deity of the underworld, would represent the unconscious mind. In this zone, contains both horror and treasure. For the life form in the deepest levels of the sea are known to be unsightly and still fully undiscovered. So what sat in my deepest levels? Fear, also the treasure, but that fear took many beastly forms. The beasts you barely see except for two are intentional. And this is to represent memories both painful and pleasant that have been buried and forgotten, but very alive. That diamond bait before you, the symbolism represents truth and knowledge. I know truth. I've heard truth. And I've run from it. The truth or knowledge would stir the bottom of the sea and draw those beasts to be pulled to the surface, identified and transformed into a chariot. This would be the equivalent of learning the ugliest part of yourself contains a power to change your life and those around you. Bringing you to some questions. What are you telling yourself daily through your internal dialogue and your behavior? What have you neglected on the inside? When some type of truth enters, the conviction can feel uncomfortable, and we immediately want to react in rejection or defense when the conviction is the life raft. So, getting closer to my relationship to truth means confronting the things I've told myself that were lies and changing my behavior. And I have to say, from that point in 2018, when I completed the first of the series, the person I was isn't recognizable to this person today. This painting is now a source of power. Things have gotten clearer to me years later. It would kick off my awareness to an ability that I had but barely paid attention to self-actualize on the canvas, a gift that we as artists possessed. So let's revisit my art pieces and share the journey along the milestones marked from artistic manifestation. Welcome to the Healing Artist Academy. Learn to heal and self-actualize from the canvas.